All right. We have a special guest here today for our Career Pathways series. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. My name is Cherie Ray, and I am here to talk about marketing. Um, to give you a little background on who I am, I started at a community college, and I did not know which path to take. So I said that to say that if you don't know which way to go, sometimes just getting into a community college or a trade will help you decide, and you may find your passion along the way. When I started in the community college, I did not have a major or a degree. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I actually landed into a marketing class where the professor was amazing. So that caused me to actually get interested in marketing. It was the way he presented it, the way he was talking about, and it was exactly what I like, people. And that's what marketing is about. So after I declared my major, which was marketing, it was a 2-year community college, I actually landed a job at Wisconsin Electric.
Okay.
And it was in customer service. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's what marketing is,
Mhm.
customer focus. And so I had that job for about a little over 5 years. I really enjoyed it, but the company decided to downsize, and I had to leave there. But what I did learn was how to deal with all types of customers from all different types of backgrounds in different areas, which that is marketing within itself. So from there, I kind of took some time off, and I ended up going to a university.
What university did you go to?
Colonel Stretch.
Oh, you got Miss Fred.
Cardinal Stretch University. And I loved it because what happened when I was at the community college, those credits actually transferred to the university. So it worked both ways. When I started Cardinal Stretch, I was I was in almost a junior level.
Okay.
And it cut my cost in half. So that's the other important part of starting community college. I received a bachelor's in business management, and I really enjoyed it. It taught me a lot of things through college. Education is so important because when you go into certain careers, because it will help you with team building skills, time management, organizations, all those things that you need when you actually get into your field. And so I graduated there, kind of searched around a little bit for employment. I ended up at ASQ, that was a corporation. There, I landed a position as a project manager. Now, when I started the position there, I was not a project manager. I was supposed to be a product assistant. That was my job. But the person that was leaving that company, the person that was in a position left the company, and I ended up getting that position. And what the odd part was is it was an IT project manager. So I'm like, okay, I have no idea of what IT does or is, and I was just it was so very challenging because it was new, and sometimes we don't know what to do when things are odd or unknown. But so I took the position. I said, okay, I'm going to have to utilize some of the skills sets that I've learned, and in this project management role, I had to learn some IT technology terms. I had a team of 10 people, and oh my gosh, they were extremely intelligent. One of them graduated from MIT, and they were diverse. I loved it because of the diversity of the team. I had some members were from India, some members were from South Africa, and even France. So that was challenging because of language barriers. But we got through that. I had to make sure that I reported to the higher ups. So I interacted with each department, the VPs and those, and then I sat on the committee with the CEO and the DO, the Director of Operations, the Chief Executive Officer. Had to run that project for some time. It was a costly project. I have to interject that I had to work with the vendors, outside vendors as well. So all of this happening, and the only thing I can think of is, okay, what can I utilize to keep this all together and on time? And I had to go back to marketing, and it brought back those strategies and things that I needed to use. and utilized for that particular position. I really loved it. When the project was already complete, they downsized again. So that's where I ended up again, in a downsized position, and I was okay with that because I gained some valuable experience interacting with people, with vendors, with other businesses. So, and that's what I wanted to do. And so I left there and just kind of looked for other positions. I worked for Cornerstone Consulting Services for a little while as the manager, and I volunteered there. I did just make sure I ran the entire house. So no matter what you do, marketing interacts with every job, every field, I don't care if you're a surgeon or a doctor or if you're a mechanic, marketing is necessary for that. So it helps me prepare me for the steps in life that I took. I ended up starting my business about a couple of years ago, Investing Communities Unite, ICU. And I picked that specifically because it's a marketing strategy to say, I see you. And to let you know that I'm part of the community and I want to invest in the community. And so that's where I'm at now, working on contracts. I've also performed some jobs, smaller jobs in between for businesses, coming up with slogans and campaigns for them.
Okay. And thank you for just sharing with us how marketing is a world itself. How have you seen marketing change over your career? I think with all of the different things that have happened the last 2 years with us being in the pandemic, how have you seen marketing change or evolve or what have you?
Well, over the years, marketing definitely has changed based on the technology. That plays a role in sociology, economics, a lot of different things, governmental rules and things. It changed with more online services, your telephone, using the technology that we have with iPhones and, the Androids. And you can't, it's not as personal as it used to be. You used to do a lot of things one-on-one, and I understand we're in a pandemic, so that causes us to not interact with each other as much. However, even when it wasn't a pandemic a couple of years ago, you still could go in and talk to someone face to face, business to business, and talk about their product and find ways to solve. So I think it's become less social. It's become more, I think psychographics, and that's a segment of marketing that they're using more so now.
Could you let us know what a psychographic is?
Psychographic, there's actually that segmentation, it's marketing segmentation, and that's the way you reach your audience. So either you're going to reach them demographics, psychographics, social graphics, or behavior. Psychographics is the attitude of the consumer.
Okay.
It's more their behavior, the way that they think, what type of products they're buying. You're actually trying to tap into the mindset of the customer in that particular.
What would be an example of that type of mindset that you've marketed to?
It would be through a radio station. I did a little campaign for them, and they were looking specifically for a certain age group. I had to find out what this generation was about. Marketing research is so important. I had to find out what this generation was about, what they liked, and how they interacted on the web. What things were they choosing, and how was their attitude or their mood about certain things. You also have to pay attention to their social vibes and see what they like there, because it'll cause buyers to buy. You know what changes their mood, their attitude, their social life, their social status, and that's what I looked into for that.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you. It sounds like a lot of like marketing pulls in a lot of different components of like education or different experiences. We'll say that. What are some different tools in your current and previous roles that kind of pull from different parts of your like lived experience, if you will.
Um, Communication, that's so key. Um, Consumers or people in general like authenticity.
Hmm.
They want to know who you are. Are you being honest with them? Are we having a real encounter? Communication is a key. Organization is something I pulled from that. Making sure everything is on time, in order, and make sure that everything is just the way that it's supposed to be in the order it's supposed to be. I
Hmm.
also liked um, marketing to companies and businesses because you get the opportunity to try out some of your talent and skill level of coming up with new ideas, creating new products and ideas to help the business or the consumer.
Hmm.
So that was really interesting. I love that. Interacting with people. That was the most thing, and that's why I go back to, it's less social because I loved being around people, talking to them, engaging them, finding out what they want, what they don't want. And those are some of the things that I enjoyed or learned along the line.
Okay. How has we talked about marketing itself, but how has consumers, how have they changed over your career, like from when you first started to like now? What are the some changes that you've noticed?
Consumers changed quite a bit. Their behaviors changed as well as because of the patience of consumers now.
Hmm.
It's so fast paced. It's you get it now is the type of consumer behavior that we see now. It's more so I need it now, I want it now, and I want it the way I want it.
Mm.
It's no longer that the consumer is more willing to be flexible. They are more demanding of things. They have a lot more buying power,
Mm.
and so that makes them at a higher necessity for businesses. And with the pandemic, it caused businesses to shift quickly and to keep the customers that they have. And so it became very competitive. And so yeah, the consumers are more demanding, and they're more um, they have better pay, and they want more. They're more instant. I want it now, as opposed to be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And that could make or break your business, because if you can get this item to me in 2 days, and your company takes about 3-4 days, I'm gonna go with 2
In 2 days.
days.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, Also, so within marketing, imagery is a big piece of marketing, would you say?
Absolutely.
What are some of your, maybe not your favorite, but how has imagery changed from when you started to now, as far as representation and talking about like ICU, kind of bringing that into the fold as well? What are some things that you're starting to see as far as marketing and imagery in today's society?
Imagery, it's changed quite a bit, because again, we had to shift to more technology, and you can't see as much on the screens. Using your iPhones, your iPads, and things like that, you can't get as much on there, or you can't really get your message
Mm-hmm.
as well as if somebody's standing in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Different types of some things remain the same. I can
Okay.
say that because I can give you a couple of slogans right now. If I were to say "Just do it," they know exactly. Yeah, they're going to catch you.
Mhm.
Or on the corner of happy and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they're at. And so some of those things remain the same because they keep it the same specifically so that they can keep the customers and make sure that they identify with their brand.
Mm-hmm.
Other companies are trying all types of different ways to make their self known, give themselves a reputation through advertising, colors. There's certain colors that make you hungry. There's certain colors that make you tired. There's certain colors, and so marketers know that, and so they use all types of ways to catch your attention
Mm-hmm.
and draw you in.
Good.
And I do have to add that consumers only have an 8-second time span, attention span. So if you are trying to get something across to them, you have exactly 8 seconds to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's an even bigger challenge for marketers and companies.
Right. Get it in as quickly as possible. Right.
Yes.
So okay. So for anyone that's interested in marketing, like what advice would you give a person that might be interested in marketing or doesn't know if they have a knack for it? What would you give them?
I would say try it. Try marketing. Try because everything is it crosses marketing. It doesn't matter where you're at, who you are, culture, race, age. It doesn't matter. Marketing crosses all areas. And so I would say get in and try it. It has to be a passion. It's going to be a people type of position or career path because consumers are what drive everything, when it comes to purchasing products or services. And so, if you enjoy creating, if you enjoy innovative ideas, if you enjoy solutions, if you enjoy people, research, finding things out, learning new things, marketing would be somewhere to start. And I would definitely start with you will need a little college. It's not a total uh, need, but you will need a little bit of background in something. For certain positions, you will need a degree, but some positions you won't need a degree.
So you shared that you did manage a IT team previously. Is there a lot of technical things behind the scenes in marketing these days, or just is it just I don't know? Is it not making any sense? Sorry. Is marketing extremely technical now versus like because I'm thinking of like from a thinking of maybe from like a recruitment standpoint, right? Maybe
Yeah.
like you have your technical recruiters, and then you have like recruiter, but you still do the IT ish uh, niche, if you will. But is there a part of marketing that is solely technical? Is there a part of marketing that's probably like a little bit less technical?
Yes.
And could you expand on those two for us, if you could?
I would say advertising is less technical because you're basically trying to come up with ideas and promotions and things to, get the consumer's attention. You would, like I said, with the little slogans that I use, just do it. That's just what they do is advertising, and it doesn't take much a technical aspect. But for the web designers or
Mm-hmm.
graphic designers, that will require you to know, coding and things like that to
Okay.
fulfill that
Okay.
position.
So you will need to create a good Well, what does one need to create a good campaign? Like a slogan or idea? How do you pull that all together as a person that's done that? Like what parts? Who's in the room? Who's working on the project?
Well, you will have, your team, of course. You'll have your graphic designer there. You will have the vendor because you want to get the idea of what they want, what they're looking for. You want to make sure you find your target market. Who fits this product, who fits this service, and you work from that, and then you begin to build around that with the slogans and things you come up with. And basically, you can find out. Sometimes it's from their mission statement, or it can be from, the way who their company is, how they represent themselves in the public, and you can make a slogan from that. It depends on the company and the vendor and the business.
Okay. Okay. Um, Obviously, marketing is a passion area of yours. People being a passion as well. Um, if a person is so again, if they're interested in marketing, but they're kind of nervous around people, what tools or strategies would you give them to navigate being face to face? Because we are in a digital age, so a lot of communication is not as much face to face as it once was. So what tools would you give a person, or what strategy would you give a person that needs to develop those face to face skills?
I would say to develop the skills, if you're not as much a people person or it makes you nervous to be around people, practice, practice, practice. Sometimes just standing in the mirror, coming up with a skill, a way, something how you want to introduce yourself. You can take, they have free courses and free classes that you can get into to help you learn how to be a better public speaker. You can also use icebreakers, find things that make you comfortable. if you're a sports person, maybe that's some way that you can kind of get sports in there, and that will help you build the confidence you need for that thing. And also just, sometimes taking a chance, and even through the nerves, pushing through it, you'll find how much strength you really have inside, inside of a person that you may think that you can't do it, but you can. It just takes some work and some perseverance.
Okay. You moved through being a person working for organizations, and now you have your own firm. Am I saying that right? Firm?
Business, yes.
Own business, excuse me. How has that been transitioning from, working for larger organizations and, being your own standalone business?
Oh, it's like night and day, because you come from someone paying you hourly, and you can expect the money to be there on Friday when you're ready to get paid, and then you go to own your own business. You are the author of your destiny and your payment and how you get your money. So you may want to have a passion to do this, but you have to have something else that sustains you until your business gets going. It could be investors, it could be a side job, another job or something, but you work both until you get secure and started.
Okay. So having some type of business acumen is important.
Oh, absolutely. Business plan, definitely business plan. Definitely have a plan, 1, 2, and then get other people. Make sure you collaborate and make sure you ask around and join in with other businesses. Networking is really good, and make sure that you get all the information that you need. And when you don't, ask for help. It definitely will help you avoid the pitfalls. Because when I started this business, and I tried my first. I was trying to, so acquisition is sort of an acquisition business. I had to go get a mentor, and so I needed that help, and then I had to get an accountant. And there are things that you will need to know, and it's by investigating, researching, asking questions, collaborating, having a good business plan, and someone that that you can trust to help you through the process.
Okay. So you can't be a successful business owner alone.
No, you cannot be successful alone, and I think that's just in life general. We are built to need each other and to help each other.
Okay. So your current business, ICU. What are some other things that are some projects that you have worked on, or that you are currently in the midst of working on?
Currently, previously I worked on acquisition deals and real estate. I switched over a little bit. I can be versatile because again in marketing you can kind of move through different areas. And right now I'm working on a contract, trying to contract through the county. It's an entertainment contract, which is right up my field of study and all what I've done. So I'm still waiting on that. It's quite a large contract, so it's taken a lot of different moving parts. People, I've been trying to make sure I have staff. I've been trying to make sure I have the right accountant, the right attorney, because of the size of the contract. So that's when we're working on contracts with the county, because those are the best avenues right now where there's a consistent money flow.
Okay. Okay. And I would assume exposure as well, because you get to say
oh, yes.
Yeah. Marketing, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. My business.
Yeah, so any other things that you would like to share to the people out there about who you are, what you do, your passions, things of that nature?
I am a solution specialist. That's still marketing as well, but I love to come in and come into businesses, find solutions. I also just want to give you some interesting facts about marketing.
We are here for
you. As consumers, you actually see approximately 3,000 to 10,000 advertisements per day. And it sounds, when I first learned that, I was like, oh my goodness, how am I doing that? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Your t-shirt, it can be somebody walking with the name brand shoes, billboard signs, even at the gas station they've now started putting little cameras or little TVs in the pumps.
Yep. At the Speedway pump.
Yes, that's my favorite thing. 85% of buying decisions are based on marketing. So if you think that you're making this decision to purchase something, you probably have been influenced somewhere along the lines. And then, like I said before, that 8 second attention span is a monster to try and get people to buy your product in that amount of time. Because again, consumers have changed their buying habits, and they're less patient, and they want things immediately. And so that's the thing. There are other types of jobs that you can do in marketing. I just have a few on here, or quite a few. There's marketing research analyst. You can be a graphic designer, digital marketing, a product marketing manager, advertising, social media marketing manager. So you can take your marketing degree anywhere, across any field. Even if you wanted to work for a hospital, you still can find that in there.
How have you seen that? How has marketing, excuse me, been used in like the medical world?
They have sales reps, sales representatives, and you'll see more commercials now on hospitals and Ascension and all of these different places, because they realize that that's the way to get even patients, consumers to their facilities.
So has the number of ads gone up in the last couple of years based on like social media and things of that nature, or has it been consistent over the years?
It has increased, and it has to increase because of the consumer behavior. And again, marketing is everything around the consumer. They do bookend type of commercials now. They'll start 15 seconds at the beginning of a program, 15 seconds at the end of the program with that same commercial. That's why you see it repeat, because they're using a certain marketing strategy so that they can get in and get the repetition and get you to remember their product. So yeah, it's increased quite a bit.
That's really cool. I feel like I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, I like to have everybody plug plug their business or their social media sites and all those things before we conclude.
Okay.
You can go ahead and plug away.
Oh, awesome. It's Investing Communities Unite. I can be reached Gmail. Right now I'm still building because of last year, the pandemic kind of 2 years in the business, and last year kind of slowed everything down, so I'm just recouping this year. But I would love to, even if they are able to reach out, and my telephone number, if I can give that out.
Yeah, it's here.
It's 414-736-6728. And I am a solutions specialist. I love to come into your business. I'll find solutions. I'll find where you can increase your revenue. I will create new campaigns for you, promotions. I'll find new consumers. I'll find where you're wasting money and revenue and things as well.
Okay.
So it's Investing Communities Unite, and it's ICU, so that I know that I see you out there, and I know that we need each other.
Okay, perfect. So you work with large and small businesses, correct?
I do.
Okay.
Large or small, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Just here to solve the problems because you're a solution specialist.
Yes.
Love
that's
it.
What I want to do, and I'm good at it. So.
Okay, there you go. Tough technical talk.
Okay.
Love it. Love it.
The 3 things, I just want to plug in 3 things to remember about marketing. Know your target market. Know who you're trying to reach, your audience. There's the 3 C's, which is your customer, your competitor, and your company. You absolutely have to know those 3. And then you have to have your segmentation. The market segmentation is where you would, demographics, geographics, psychographics, or behavior. How are you going to go after your market? And those are the things that you use. And we know that demographics is age, race, religion, all those things.
Okay. So there's like a really nice piece of sociology, psychology that's in the marketing world that I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we conclude? I just like to.
That would be the basis of it. I do know that we have perception. Marketing is also perception. Is the last little a tip I'll give, because we always perceive by what we see.
Mm.
And so if I were to give you a few names right now, of some artists or just some famous people, and asked if you knew, who, from the greatest to the least revenue, who would be, how would you rank them? And I would just throw out like maybe, I'll throw out 4 names, which would be Kylie Jenner, Kanye West, Tiger Woods, and Rihanna. Do you know who would be first, second?
Who would be
makes,
first?
Who makes the most out of those 3?
Annually? Ooh. Or just like in general?
Just in general, what
I feel like just thinking about it, I want to say Rihanna. I will go Rihanna, Kanye, Kylie, Tiger Woods.
And you would be almost right. It would be Kanye first,
Okay.
Rihanna second, Tiger Woods would be third, and Kylie
Okay.
would be fourth.
Okay. I
Because
know
we-
3 of them are billionaires, aren't
Yes,
they?
yes, they are. Yes, they are. And so you gotta know, but hey, they all got money, so it doesn't,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
but it's just how amazing how because the way that you came up with the way you numbered them is what you perceived and what you thought in you. And
Definitely.
that's what marketing does.
And honestly, it's from what I saw this morning, right?
Oh.
Talking about marketing.
Okay.
It's like, oh, okay, well, Kanye's doing Kanye stuff. He had a bad haircut or something, and people were like, oh my gosh. And then I got, okay, Kanye cut his hair. And then they
Yes.
have like the Gap sweaters and all these different pieces. And Rihanna is just, hand over fist.
Oh my goodness.
In the just doing everything she wants to do. And,
Yes. But if you put her side by side with Beyonce, most people would choose Beyonce as making the most money.
Oh.
And did a little survey research, and it's actually Rihanna. She's a billionaire.
Oh, yes. Yes. I wonder why that is. I know it's perception, but
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting.
Awesome.
I'm a fan. Yeah, that's all the questions that I have. Not to hold you longer than our allotted time, but if you don't have anything else, just want to thank you for sharing your expertise with us on this series, and I enjoyed myself.
Awesome.
Hopefully
Good.
you
I'm
did as
glad
well.
You did. I did. I love talking about it. I love doing it more. So I hope that if there was any questions, let's reach out.
Yeah, cool. All right. You want to plug your information one more time before we get off?
investingcommunitiesunite@gmail.com.
All right. Thank you. Sounds good. Until next time.